And we're live. All right. Happy Tuesday, everyone. It's hard to believe that we are halfway through, almost halfway through the month of March. Few quick announcements. I'm sure at this point you guys have realized it, but the changes to Success Club, so the All Access Pass is no longer 3 points like it was before, but now Shakeology is 2 points, which I think is pretty cool. So as long as your Shakeology HD order or Shakeology is an HD order, you'll get 2 Success Club points for that now instead of the 1. There was no change to the other challenge packs. And then the All Access Pass, they're keeping it at $199, which I think is pretty cool for us because it makes it a much easier selling point. I feel like going above the $200 mark would be a little bit harder. But they just took away the 3 Success Club points. So all that promotional stuff that came out with All Access when it was first launched, the only changes on our end with Success Club points, pricing stuff is all the same. So keep that in mind. And with March Success Club, you're going to get a performance sampler. I know I've shared this before, but the performance samplers, I actually ordered a bunch of them last year, and I used pieces of those to send out to my challengers as like gifts or coaches or whoever it was. Like, I like to be able to share those because 1, who doesn't like getting gifts in the mail? And 2, they're sharing other products we have. They're cheaper than a Shakeology packet. If you go with a Shakeology packet. That doesn't sound good. Hopefully that's okay. They're cheaper than a Shakeology packet, and it opens their door to trying other products. So just wanted to share, obviously it's exciting to get that, but keep in mind if you do hit Success Club or when you hit Success Club and you get that in the mail next month, that's an opportunity for you to talk about what it is, and maybe you give it away, or maybe you do what I do and split it up and give it out. And then for Canada, Allison, I think, is our only Canadian in here, but Canada, I can't talk. In Canada, you're only going to get the 10-pack of Energize, which that's something else I keep on hand. I actually just ordered 2 more packs of them because I love to toss those in anything I mail. If somebody buys Shakeology from me, I toss in an Energize packet. If I have a new coach join the team, I mail a little packet to toss. Energize goes in everything because I drink it every day, usually twice a day, and I just know that once people try it, they're going to love it. Just some things for you to think about with that coming up. The Ultimate Reset, that's one program I actually haven't done. I should do it. It's more of it's a nutrition thing more than an exercise. But historically speaking, when you did the reset, you didn't exercise. Like they told you not to exercise. So I never wanted to give up exercise for 21 days. I told myself unless I was injured, I was never doing the reset. But now they came out with an Ultimate Reset yoga series, and it's kind of it's all under that Beachbody yoga little square thing on demand. But it's pretty cool that now they're integrating the yoga in with the Ultimate Reset. So it's getting a little bit higher up on my list. Maybe eventually I'll do it, maybe in the fall or something. I've heard great things about it. Results have been incredible. I don't know, Melanie Mitro's husband just did it and lost 21 pounds in the 21 days after 20.9 pounds. So it's definitely can get you some pretty amazing results. But the change was that now there's a yoga series that goes along with it. And then all the network exclusive, all the things that you would have got, had you bought, I know whenever I bought, Quarter Force, if you buy it through a coach or you're a coach, you got that MMA mashup, all those little add-on DVDs that used to go in with challenge packs that you got when you ordered from a coach versus ordered from the TV program. All of those are uploaded and on demand. So it's a great way to switch up your workouts. It's a great way to talk about one of the perks with on demand, about getting those additional workouts. There's a video Christina Delgado did, or no, not Christina. It was Fit and Funky. I can't think of her name right now, but she's the one she's a coach, but she was in Insanity Asylum and she was in Max 30. But she was talking about, we always call Netflix, we call Beachbody On Demand the Netflix of the fitness world. And she just shared how, there's those shows that are Netflix only, that Netflix puts together. Think about when Fuller House came out and how excited everybody got about Fuller House because it was only on Netflix. You couldn't watch it anyway. So people were getting Netflix just to get Fuller House. And there's so many programs like that. I honestly don't watch pretty much any TV. I just remember that one. But for so many of the people who we can help and attract and connect with, they love Netflix. They can only get it on demand. So we can create that same exclusivity with our Beachbody on demand. And while there's, some, things are starting to roll out now, there are more coming. And I don't know at this point what's going to be coming and when, and if it will be DVD or on demand only. But they're putting so much emphasis on demand that I imagine there's going to be things that are on demand only. So the more we can talk about it, I mean, for one, the $70 commission on an all access challenge pack is pretty amazing. But the more we talk about it, the more people are aware. And I've had Netflix for I don't know how long. I don't touch TV. We still have cable, but we because there's some things you can only get on Netflix. So we keep our Netflix. And there was a stat that was put out, nobody cancels their Netflix membership. You might cancel your cable, but nobody cancels Netflix. So similarly, we want people to maybe cancel their gym memberships, maybe stop dropping $10, $15 to go to their drop-in fitness classes and resort to using Beachbody on demand. So the more you can use it, the more you talk about it, the more likely you are to then have other people who want to come do it with you. And then the other thing, April 8th is our Super Saturday. I know I've talked about the event in Pittsburgh time and time again, but April 8th, it starts at 9 a.m. in Pittsburgh. Tickets are still available. The Tony Photo Op is sold out. But our team, or I'm on the market council that plans the event, so I always jump at the chance to sign up for volunteers. So I slotted our team down to help with the Tony Photo Ops, which is always a nice little perk for you guys to get to be there, because you'll help run the photo op, get people moving through the line. But you'll be sure to get your picture taken with him as well. Hopefully you bought a ticket, and if you didn't, you can still kind of sneak in there. So that's on April 8th. The other thing I wanted to mention too is, I didn't put it on this slide, but the Success Club trip for Riviera Maya. If you haven't yet registered and you want to go to that, you have the opportunity to earn that essentially for free this year. You can take your family if you want to make it a kid thing. Or my husband and I decided that the Success Club trip was always our getaway for the two of us, but you can still register for that. So people are being, people are being invited to register. So keep that in mind too, because there was a girl, she doesn't even work the business anymore, but she's still, as a coach for the discount, she's like, I was just invited to go register for the Success Club trip. I was like, well, not bad for not working the business for a year. So just wanted to throw that out there, that it's not, don't think that that's something that won't happen. It can still happen for you guys. And then if you didn't catch the National Wake Up Call yesterday, it was new coach startup stories. Very relatable, great information. I highly recommend you grab it. Either grab it on a podcast, listen to the call on your way to work, or driving around with the kids, or whatever you're going to do. But really great call. And then last night, Jen Guthrie, she spoke several times. She was on the Super Saturday video in January. She's a coach within the Dream Team downline, but she spoke on the Dream Team call last night. And just really gave some great ideas for keeping it simple. She still is a teacher. She works full time as a teacher. So she shared, things that she does that, help her to be able to have a successful business. So again, another very relatable call. I took a bunch of notes. So just want to make sure that if you have missed those, that you make sure you write down on your to-do list at some point throughout this week to listen to those recordings. I think both of them will be very beneficial pretty much to everybody here. I really think you can pull something away. But I can stop the screen share. The main thing I wanted to talk to everyone about tonight is consistency. And I know you've heard me talk about consistency is so important in this business. But this month, I feel like it's really just kind of slapped me in the face, because my Success Club points that I have this month are all people who have told me no repeatedly. So not just one time, no, not interested, and then they come back around. I was in my back, I checked my back office every day, and I looked at the drawdown, and I was like, this is a pretty crazy list when I think about where each one came from. One was, I don't know if she's on, but one was a coach who quit, and then a year later came back, which, to be honest, don't mark my words, but you really should only ever receive 2 Success Club points per person. But I think because she had canceled and it had been a year and then she ordered again, I got the 2 Success Club points. So don't always count on that. But 2 of them came from that. Someone who quit, but I didn't say, oh my gosh, you're not doing Beachbody anymore, I can't talk to you. So I had a relationship with her, and eventually, she decided to coach again. And another one came from a girl who I absorbed as a customer from a coach who quit. So a coach had quit, and I absorbed her, and I invited her to a challenge group, and she had bought a challenge pack in the past, but she never bought anything from me. But I was like, she was this girl's customer. She had not bought Shakeology. She did not buy a thing from me. She's probably been in my challenge group about 8 months now. And she bought the on-demand challenge pack this week. So I knew, and I think she had ordered Shakeology, had been getting it on HD under her prior coach. So I know she had some. I knew she drank it. I just think, and then it was one of those where your cousin gives you a bag or so-and-so gives you a bag. And it's like, if you're a customer, even if you're given a bag, I'm not going to you buy $100 bag of Shakeology just to participate. If you're, using it. To me, I was like, the girl's going to buy something from me eventually. There will become a point in time where she is going, and she was in and out of challenge groups. She would be in a challenge group out, in and out. And she just got really more consistent with it. And she needed more Shakeology. She's like, hey, I ordered a challenge pack. I was like, you've been telling me you're going to do that for a year. So yay. So 2 points came from that one. I have another a prior coach who she had been a coach. She quit. She's like, I couldn't remember any of my login and information. So I'm creating a brand new, I'm starting over, and she's been out of the game for 2 years. And she's like, I'm getting back into it. I have another girl who was telling me that she was going to coach for the longest time. And then she found out, we had a phone call scheduled. On Tuesday, we set up a phone call for Thursday. And then on Wednesday, in between those 2 days, she found out she was pregnant. So she still wants to, she's like, I still want to coach, but for now I need to make this a healthy pregnancy. So there were 2 points there. And it's just one of those, if I would have stopped at any point in this, then those people would have went to someone else. Because eventually they all need it. It's something we should all be active. We should all be doing something. And if you're not there, if you're not consistently showing up, still doing your posts, still inviting people to join you, even when you think nobody's listening to you, then when they become ready, they're not going to think of you anymore. They're going to go to somebody else who is being consistent. So it applies to both the challenge group aspect of things as well as the coaching aspect. No one's going to want to join your team if you talk about coaching for 3 months. And then you stop talking about it because nobody joined your team. And then they're like, you know what, I want to coach. And then they go look at your page. They must be like, she must not be doing it anymore because she's not talking about it anymore. And they go find somebody else. So just like you have to stay consistent with your nutrition to keep getting results, you have to stay consistent with your business, recruiting challengers, recruiting coaches to continue to grow. And it's something that I feel like I've preached consistency time and time again. But when I see it, I'm still inviting and messaging like crazy, and nobody has said yes to me from this month. None of my messages and invites that have gone out this month have turned around and became hey, I'm going to join your challenge group. I posted, I launched my challenge group last night. I didn't get a single person saying put me in. It's not like people come knocking at my doors, but I've hit Success Club 10 for 37 straight months because I do the same thing every day for 37 straight months. I've always run my challenge groups. I've always talked with confidence, even if nobody joins. I actually got on my Time Hop the announcement of me becoming a coach. And it was it was on March 12th. My challenge group was 6 weeks out, but I don't know, whatever reason I was talking about it on March 12th for an end of April challenge group. But there was no picture to it. It was so poorly written. There was 5 likes on it, but I did it anyways. And that one sucked. So you know what? When I went to do another one, I made it better. And I started following other people and seeing what they did. And you don't have to create the wheel. And I feel like if you guys didn't hear Abby Walsh's call last week, she talked about how she does her challenge groups. But the one thing that stuck in my mind was cut the fluff. Stop doing stuff just to do it and do stuff that's truly going to move your business forward. Scrolling Facebook will do nothing for you. I've been diligently filtering out my people to make lists. If you don't know how to do that on Facebook, does anyone know how or not know how? I make a list on Facebook. You know how? No, yes. I'll show you real quick because it's pretty slick. So I've been going through, and when I get a new contact, I add them to it. My computer's all crazy. I keep getting error messages to shut down. So we can do this. So Jennifer, if I go click on her and I go in under friends, I can add to another list. So everybody has this, add to another list. So
I already can't see your screen.
Oh,
Meg.
Okay.
Yeah, I just have the team call notes.
Okay. Let me try again. Can you see like a blank thing? You see,
No, I see you.
really? You can't see my screen?
No.
That sucks. All right, well then I'll just make an image, I guess. Why isn't it working? Maybe I need to already have it up. Let me try, see if I already have it up and then go to share screen if that'll work. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, so if you just click on anybody's name and then go over here under friends, you can add to another list. So like, see, like if you go, like Melissa's under my PS coaches list. Because I still want to, like, I don't want to be inundated, if that's what I'm saying that right, with 90,000 other coaches' news feeds. Because I don't need to see them. It doesn't matter. I want to see what my team's doing, and I want to see what my potential people are doing. So I have, like, which I don't use all of these as well, but, like, what I would recommend doing, like, I have one for my coaches, and then I have one for potentials. And I don't really even use new contacts, but potentials. And I have one for my challengers, because even though that they signed up for me, I don't want to stop supporting, like interacting with them on Facebook. So I have one for my challengers. And then 10 and play, I'm not as good at moving people to 10 and play, but 10 and play are like the people who I try to keep 10 people who I'm actively talking with who are like gonna join. Even though that gonna join it turns into next month or next month, but like who you are confident in that they're gonna do it and going to make a commitment soon. So 10 and play, challengers, potentials, and then PS coaches. Like if I go in under, we'll go that way. So then like if I go to my home screen, I can see, I think they're down here, my lists. Down here. Where's lists? Friend lists. So I can go click on, my potentials, and you would see people who I have added to a list. So it allows you to then search on Facebook and like interact. Like, one of the things you have to do to be able to build those relationships, people interact with them. If you're anything like me, you can get very quickly distracted by everything else that pops up on Facebook. So when you're doing your power hour and trying to cut the fluff and get through everything else and get down your list and get your invites and check in with your groups and do all that stuff, having those lists created allows you to streamline that. And then if by all means you have extra time, you can go scroll Facebook if you want to go scroll Facebook or whatever you want to do. But, I hear from so many people like, you don't have time, right? Everybody's busy. Everybody has another full-time job. So no one's sitting around with extra time on their hands, but everybody has goals with their business and things they want to do. So that's just a little tip that will help you streamline it. And be able to, focus in on your Facebook groups. Or, I don't think Instagram has anything like that, but I will tell you, if you ever go to Facebook and then go open Instagram, you're typically going to see anything that you liked and commented on Facebook shows up on Instagram. So like things, it's kind of like how on Facebook, if you are commenting on people's stuff from Facebook, they see your stuff more. It works the same Facebook to Instagram. So like if I'm commenting on somebody's stuff on Facebook, their stuff comes up on my Instagram, as long as the accounts are all linked. So just something to think about. Like to me, it's easier to do that all on my computer on Facebook, but like my Instagram feed is kind of reflecting what my activity is as far as the people I'm connecting with on my Facebook. So you can kind of use those two to play against each other. That was it. That was short and sweet. I don't want to take up too much time because I know you're all busy and you've all got things to do. But it's not always easy. There's going to be times where people tell you, no, this month sucks and nobody wants to join and everybody's too, ignoring me and they're not responding to my message and all I'm getting is crickets. Like that stuff happens to me too. You just have to keep going. And I know I shared the Go for No. I don't know if I did it in the team page. I know I did it in the Girl Boss group. But for one, the book itself, where you can get it on Audible, I have it on Audible. It just really helps you kind of push past everything else and like not worry about what other people are saying and just continuously keep going after more no's, because the more no's you get, the more yeses you get. But those types of activities, like when I do Go for No, again, it's just like everything else. You may, hopefully it's going to help you hit your Success Club goals for this month, but it's also going to propel you forward. Because all those conversations that you're creating and the contacts you're making, they set you up for the next month and the next month. And I saw it. I'm like myself, like in January when I had mono and was sleeping and doing the bare minimum from a work perspective, I hit Success Club in January. I hit it really early because of the work I had done in October, November, and December. But in January, when I wasn't inviting and when I wasn't doing anything beyond the bare minimum to check in with my challengers and keep going, I felt it immediately in February. Because in January, like I kind of coasted through December. I used all access and converted a whole bunch of people who wanted all access. I got them all signed up, and then January kept going. But then when I hadn't done anything for, not anything, but I hadn't been doing the inviting, the creating new relationships, that's what the things that really matter. You know, doing your workouts, that can be easy, you know, sharing that on Facebook, sure. Personal development, I've read more books in the last 3 months than I have in probably my whole life. That stuff was the easy stuff. I could get that done. It was the actual sit down and invite people. And when you stop doing that, it's like you stop the train. You need to build back that momentum is hard. Just like when a train comes to a stop, they don't just jet off to 90 miles per hour right off the bat. You're not going to either. But if you can stay consistent with it and keep doing a little bit every single day, your momentum will build. And you'll get to the point where you do have like that funnel of people coming in that even when right now, when everyone you're inviting telling you no, and you just keep going through your list, other people, you'll get the message out of the blue like, hey, I ordered my challenge pack today. And you're like, wow, I sent you that link in August. It happens. But you have to still be here doing the stuff for them to come back to you. So plan, go invite, go for no, get Success Club, get free samplers, mail them out, share the love. Okay. Yes.
So
I will.
team names. If you create a team name for yourself, for your own team in your business, is there somewhere that we need to go and check and make sure that it's not like?
No, there's not at this point. There's not. I mean, you can Google it.
Okay.
Like all I would say is Google it. I mean, I know there's 2 dream teams. Like you've got Melanie's dream team and there's another dream team.
Okay.
So there's no way to know who has what names.
Okay.
Actually, there's no master list.
No, I was just thinking about, I was listening to one of the personal development books, and I don't even remember which one it was, but she was speaking about, she named her business a certain thing, and she had gotten like this huge, massive advertising for it, and then she got a call that said that the business was trademarked and she had to change the name.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going, I eventually need to make an LLC, which it'll probably just be Megan Blinket LLC or something. Like I probably won't put my team name in my LLC, but you can register a trademark. So like Alyssa Showmaker, she was a fit nurse. That was her Instagram name. That was her Facebook like page. She was a fit nurse. Somebody else created a fit nurse. And I don't know if she sued them or whatever she did, but she made them stop because she had taken the time to register and trademark it. So Google search it. I mean, that's all you can really do.
Okay.
Mom, did you have a question?
Not a question. I just wanted to say I never did the go for no because it just seemed overwhelming to me to go for no, like 100 people that was way too much inviting for me to even think about. But because I've hit Success Club December, January, February, and not yet in March, and I want to get it. So when you posted that, I thought, all right, I really need to do this. So I'm going to give it a try. And one of the things that has just amazed me, because I already got like 2 no's, but one of the things that amazed me was because I was going for no, it gave me the encouragement to invite somebody without the expectation of the yes. So I don't think of myself as being really competitive, but I guess I'm a little competitive with myself. So by inviting them and getting the no's, I still kind of felt like I won because I did what I was supposed to do. If that's
Exactly. And that's the thing, like negative has such a no connotation to it, which then makes you not want to do it anymore. Where if you can make it something you want to do because you're told to get 100 no's, it's less negative.
Yeah. So when I got that first no, I was like, hey, wait, I was supposed to get a no. So like, I'm doing this. And it was just amazing the perspective that changed by going for no. It gave me a little bit of extra courage to put that invite out there because I wasn't afraid. If they said no, I would still win.
Yeah. I actually went to Sam's Club. I'm muting you because I'm echoing. But I went to Sam's Club on Monday and I saw this couple hovering over a protein drink. I mean, I looked, it was $14 for 12. So you're talking like $1 a piece. It's just pure watered down trash. So I saw this couple and they're older. Like she looked like my mom, which is what made me, I kept looking at her and I was like, not to call you old, but anyways. So I'm looking at her and I was like then they were, and then they kept talking about it. Like every old person, there's just like this little gray old lady that's like, I drink that every day. So all these people kept talking to this couple standing there about this whatever protein shake at Sam's Club. And I walk past, mind you, I have no cart. I have the kids. I'm holding a case of the kids' Pediasure. And so I'm like walking around with this case and I'm like sweating. And so I actually said to Aubrey, I'm like, Aubrey, did you see that couple? They're looking at a protein shake. Do you think I should go tell them that they should try Shakeology? Because I knew Aubrey was going to tell me yes. And I knew if Aubrey told me that I should go talk to that couple, then I would do it. But Lord, I could not convince myself to go do it on my own. So like I dug out my business card and I'm sweating and I was like, excuse me. And I was like so nervous and literally, like, I'm not even kidding. Like I was shaking and like I've talked about this a lot for years, but still to just walk up to some random stranger and hand her my business card, I felt like a complete ass. But then at the same time, I was like, she doesn't know who I am. Like if she says no and tosses my card in the trash, what did I lose? Nothing. So sure enough, I walked up and I was like, excuse me, I saw you looking at this stuff. I was like, have you ever heard of Shakeology? She goes, actually, I have. My niece, she lives really far away, but she drank it. I'm like, it has nothing to do with that. But anyways, I was like, okay. I was like, you know, I saw you looking at this stuff and I kept thinking to myself, I wanted to say something to you because the quality of this just isn't going to give you what you want. Like if you really are looking for some sort of a meal replacement, something that's going to give you your body nutrition, then I think Shakeology could be a good fit for you. And she went on to tell me how she has arthritis in her hands. And, you know, she commented on Aubrey, how she looked like her granddaughter. I said, well, you look like my mom. And I'm not trying to say like you could be my mom. I said, but, you know, my mom drinks Shakeology and it really has benefited her health. And I think it could do yours too. So here's my card. I got to run. So like I use that as an excuse. So I was like, I got to go. I was like, but I would love for you to email me. She has not emailed me. But the point was, like, I totally stepped out of my comfort zone and, like, I didn't die. And, like, that was hard to do in person. It's like if you sit down at your computer and send some messages to people, you won't die. You won't even get hurt. Like, you just send them. And if they say something back to you that's not very nice, then they're probably just in a really bad place. Bless and release and move on to somebody else. All right, now I'm really done. Anything else?
I stepped out of my comfort zone today. Somebody that I'm friends with on Facebook, but I don't know them very well. We're like friends of a friend. And she had posted that this is her year to get healthy and she's struggling with craving and trying to reduce sugar. So does anybody have any ideas for a healthy snack? And I jumped on it and I'm like, Shakeology. And I ran downstairs and I took a picture of my bag and I added up the grams of sugar. Like I told her what I mix it with. And I did the 6 grams of Shakeology and the 2 grams of PB2 and no grams of the almond milk and just said, you know, it's my chocolate peanut butter treat. And then one of her friends that I didn't know before said, oh, that sounds wonderful. Where can I get more information about this? So I'm like, oh, I'd be happy to get it for you. And then I friend requested her and sent her a message and sent her the Shakeology video and said, hey, if you want any more information, you know, please let me know. But I've never done that before, ever. But part of it was being in the right place at the right time. And I think the other part of it is getting to a point of believing in the products and Shakeology and what we do and why we do it, and knowing that it is value. So if somebody is looking for it, instead of trying to knock on doors of people that I think might want it, be looking for those people that are looking to get healthy and then follow up with them. So it was a big deal for me.
That's awesome. And it is like I'm echoing about. I've seen places where, you know, people, you know, will post those types of, and I mean, that's how like a lot of, you know, people like, here's the thing, they put it out there on Facebook. They ask for opinions, give it to them. You know, and sometimes I'll shoot them a message. especially if I'm like not one of the first ones to comment and there's a bunch of other suggestions, I might send them a message. Like I think your message was great, and sending them the video is good because then it kind of gives a little bit of words and then they can watch something for themselves. But people are always going to give their opinion. They ask for it. So like, don't hold back. Like that's perfect opportunity. Cool.
I have something. So this is an update. I sent out the invite on the Texas ENA Facebook page, and then I had this but I had ENA Central, another chapter, like send me a friend request because they saw my post on Texas ENA Facebook page, and I already had 2 people personal message me and say, hey, can you give me more information about your challenge group? And I was like, hey, can you send me your email address? And I'd be happy to. So I'm just waiting for them to follow up.
Sorry, I lost you there for a second. That's awesome. And that's the thing, like putting it out there as much as you can, wherever you can, asking for referrals. Like that's something else that I've done. And I don't get a ton of it, but it doesn't take time at the end of your challenge group to personally message them, tell them they did a good job on X, Y, and Z, and say, my next group is starting. Do you have any friends or family that might want to join you the next round? Like if they're rocking it and they're doing really well and they're enjoying it and they're having fun, then asking for them for a referral makes perfect sense because they're enjoying it. So, and then it opens the door to say, if they have somebody like that's awesome. I don't know if you've ever considered coaching like I do. Would you be interested in learning more? They'd be like, oh my God, no, like I'm nowhere near where I want to be. And they'll give you all these other excuses. So then you can always sign them up. But like anytime I get a referral from someone, like I try to stay away from a discount coach option because I want then to see if that other person might come around in another month or 2. And then they could like have that person back that they referred to me, like if it's their friend or something. So just something like, don't be afraid to ask for referrals. If someone's rocking their challenge group, that's like the best thing you can do is at the end of the challenge group, get a coach out of it or get somebody who's going to refer other people to you. All right. Well, thank you all for getting on. I appreciate it. I will post the recording and keep going for now. All right. Good night.
Good night.